How's it going, guys? Nintendo enthusiast here. So I was taking a look at the upcoming Nintendo Switch games slated for 2022, and I had noticed something pretty spectacular. In Q1 of next year, we're getting a lot of awesome looking RPGs coming to Nintendo Switch. To be more specific, JRPGs. So I thought today it would be fun to go over these games, talk about my hype levels for each one, and hear what you guys have to say about them in the comments. Without further ado, let's jump on in. The biggest one of the bunch is of course Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is coming next month on January 28th. This is finally a Pokemon game that's changing things up a bit, which I think is long overdue for the Pokemon series. Don't get me wrong, obviously Pokemon is going to sell gangbusters no matter what. But from a fan perspective, I think Pokemon's been needing something to shake the series up, and Pokemon Legends looks like just that. From the massive looking open world to the more action-oriented segments where you're actually dodging and running from Pokemon attacks. My main hope for this game is that the open world actually feels more alive than previous games in the series. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Pokemon just sort of aimlessly walked around and didn't really do anything Pokemon-like in the open world. I'm really hoping in Pokemon Legends we actually see Pokemon doing things and making this world feel more alive. Next up, we have a JRPG called Monarch that's coming February 22nd. This is a school-based RPG that's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC. Now, we haven't seen much of it, but they did release a combat trailer for this game. Unfortunately, there's not actually much combat in it, but we do see some cool visuals, awesome music, and just get to see the overall vibe of the game, which I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. Monarch actually comes from former Shin Megami Tensei developers who wanted to make something a little more like Shin Megami Tensei If, which explains some of the elements from the game, including the school setting. As for the combat, it looks like something similar to the Caligula effect, and not as much as games like SMT or Persona. As for the story premise, we don't know much, but it says that a mist takes over the world, your character gets transported into this demon-filled world, and it's up to you to save your friends. So it sounds a little standard, but it looks like it could be a good time, and I'm really liking the presentation that I'm seeing. The next game on the list is Edge of Eternity. However, this game is only playable via the cloud, so keep that in mind. However, the game is coming to other platforms before this on February 10th, including Xbox Game Pass. So if you're already a subscriber to Game Pass, you can pretty much try this game out at no additional cost, which is probably what I'll end up doing. Let's face it, the Switch cloud gaming isn't really that great. But yeah, this was a game that was actually fan-funded and made over like 4 times the amount of money than they needed to make the game. A lot of the animations look kinda wonky, but overall the presentation looks really solid. This game has been in early access on Steam for a while now, and it actually has mostly positive reviews. The developer calls the game a deep and strategic combat game with a gorgeous world to discover and a cast of charismatic characters. I mean, count me in, that sounds fun. And hell, it's gonna be on Game Pass, so I'll probably try it out on there, and if I end up loving it, maybe I'll pick up the cloud version on Switch, just so I have a reason to talk about it on this channel. Now, the last game on the list is Triangle Strategy. This is another HD 2D game coming from publisher Square Enix and developer ArtDink. I don't know if I'm saying that right, it sounds kinda silly, but Triangle Strategy looks really awesome. As for the story of Triangle Strategy, from my understanding, there's this prince who doesn't really understand the reality of war, and once he's thrust into it, he really starts to understand what's happening in the world, and it sort of changes his whole mindset. This whole game has a tremendous tactics ogre vibe in the best possible way, but based on the demo, it plays a bit more similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, which is not a complaint by any stretch. I really love the HD 2D aesthetic that Square Enix has been doing. Octopath Traveler was a gorgeous game, and Project Triangle Strategy looks very similar. I love that we're still seeing pixel art utilized in crazy ways, and Triangle Strategy is definitely at the top of my list for games in 2022. But that's it, guys. Those are the 4 RPGs, JRPGs specifically, that are coming in Q1 of 2022 on Nintendo Switch. Are you excited for any of these? Be sure to let me know down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. It would really mean a lot. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Thanks a lot for watching. I will talk to you guys later. See ya.